Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are going to talk about decision fatigue. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Flora, minimalism mentor, simplification coach, and 7-time author. And for over 27 years, I've been helping women like you align into a life and a business that you are wildly obsessed with by helping you clear out the 9 types of clutter keeping you from a life that you love. What are those 9 types of clutter? They are mental, spiritual, emotional, digital, financial, daily, body, process, and environmental clutter. My YouTube page is where I share my environmental decluttering tips, and here on the podcast, I share with you how to declutter the rest. Please subscribe or follow this feed so you get notified every single time an episode is released. And today we are going to talk about decision fatigue. Now, this is something I have been preaching and teaching for literally decades. What is decision fatigue? Decision fatigue is what happens when you have too many decisions to make, or you make multiple decisions all day long. So your brain has blood glucose. This is sugar. Your brain needs, the last study that I read, your brain needs 130 grams of carbohydrates every single day to function properly and optimally, okay? Now, with every decision that we make, your brain burns a little bit of that blood glucose, or the sugar that's in your brain. Now, the more decisions you make, the more of your brain glucose that you burn. So by the end of the day, you're usually pretty fried when it comes to making decisions. This is also one of the reasons why when you're working on a computer all day, because there's so many little decisions to make, you might be mentally tired, but physically you might be fine. Now, this is one of the reasons why I help people declutter their lives so that you have less decisions to make. If you go into your closet and you have a plethora of clothes that you don't wear, and you're sorting through those clothes to find the pieces that you actually do wear, every time that you pass by a piece of clothing, that's a decision, and you're burning some of the blood glucose from your brain. Every time you go into the kitchen and you pull from 50 mugs, you're like, I'll have this one today. Again, that's another decision that you're making. So the less stuff that you have, the less decisions that you're making, and the easier it is for you to maintain your energy throughout the day. Now, when you feel this shift in your life after you've been decluttering, and you feel the shift of what it actually looks like in real time, when you have less choices, the decisions that you're making are not as time intensive or as energy intensive in your brain. Instead of picking from 50 mugs, you're picking from 6. And scanning all of those mugs and going, and literally every single mug that you have has energy attached to it, from where you got it, who gave it to you, all the things, how often you use it, how often you don't use it, should I keep it, should I not keep it? And instead of looking at 50 mugs and having all this hullabaloo going on in your brain, you're like, I have 6 mugs. This is my favorite. This is my hot chocolate mug. This is my tea mug. This is my coffee mug. And you really just open up so much space. Now, I want you to think about the last time you had to make big decisions and how it felt for you. Did you make the decision in the morning? Did you make the decision in the afternoon? Did you make the decision in the evening? Often, when people make decisions in the morning, they're usually more clear. That's typically because you have more blood glucose to work with. As the day progresses, again, we've made more and more decisions, and by the end of the day, we're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I want for dinner, let alone making this big, important decision. So, one of the things that I want to challenge you with over the next week is I want you to really look at what part of your life feels the most decision fatiguing. Okay, it could be your social media usage. It could be your actual device in and of itself, because you have all the notifications, all the things. When you open up your device, you have all these decisions to make. Which app should I look at? Which notification should I check first? How many should I check? Should I check them all? Should I check a couple? Is it when you get dressed in the morning or in the evening, depending on what your schedule is? Is it what to make for dinner or what to make for lunch or breakfast? Is it what book to read? Is it what podcast to listen to? Is it who to talk with, who not to talk with? All these decisions impact your day. So I want you to think about, which decisions do you dread the most, or which ones do you feel are the most cumbersome for you to make? And I challenge you with, how can you start to whittle those down? My dog is dreaming and barking. I don't know if you can hear that. That's so cute. I'm going to keep this in. I'm not going to edit this out. Anyway, so think about the cumbersomeness of whatever aspect of your life that feels the most ugh. And ask yourself, how could I reduce the amount of choices that I have? Now, let's just say that it's your closet, just for an easy example. What if you were to get a box and just take all of your favorites that you always wear, keep them, everything else, pack up in the box. You're not going to get rid of it. Don't worry about that. But you're just packing it up so you're not even seeing it. And you put that box someplace. Notice what it feels like to get ready in the morning with just what you love and wear and what's your favorites. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. It is a game changer. Same with the food in your home. Same with the apps on your device. You could move all of your recent apps, like all the ones that you use regularly, on one screen, all the other ones, put a couple screens away, and notice what it feels like when you go onto your device and you only have the screens or the apps that you use regularly. You're not thumbing through all of the other apps to find the ones that you're using. I know this might seem super insignificant, but this is how you start to truly recognize the power that you really have throughout your day and in your life. When you feel depleted of energy, everything feels hard. Everything feels like a chore. Everything feels like this uphill struggle and battle. So another thing that you could throw into the mix, make sure you're getting sleep. If you need 8 hours of sleep and you want to get up at 5 a.m., reverse engineer that. And then let's just say that it takes you 20 or 30 minutes to fall asleep. Okay, go to bed 8.5 hours before you wake up. That's going to be really helpful because sleep literally impacts every single thing that you do. So if you're sleep deprived, your decisions are screwed pretty much. I'm just kidding. But you got to give yourself permission to set yourself up for success by having a good night's sleep. Another thing that you could do is you could lay your clothes out the night before, and then in the morning you don't have to make that decision. You're like, oh, here's my clothes for the day. I've got all kinds of other videos and podcast episodes about morning and evening routines on how to really set yourself up for success for the day. But again, for this one specifically, it's about recognizing what feels the most decision intensive and exhausting for you when you are navigating throughout your day. And then ask yourself, so that's step one, is identifying what part of your day feels the most decision fatiguing for you. Pick that one area of your life and then ask yourself, kind of play around with it, how can I reduce my choices and therefore simplifying your decisions that you make in this area of your life, okay? Now, give yourself a week to recognize the shift as it's happening. This is one of the things. Many people feel like, well, you know, I have so much to do. I don't have enough time, yada, yada. This is one of the reasons why you don't have enough time. This is why you have so much to do, because you have so much stuff. Less stuff equals less stress equals more time and more energy on your hands, literally and metaphorically, okay? So, what area of your life feels the most cumbersome when it comes to making decisions? Ask yourself, this is number 2, how can you simplify or reduce the amount of choices that you have when you're making that decision? And then number 3, pay attention over the next week after you clear out whatever it is you're clearing out. Pay attention what happens over the next week to your energy, to your mindset, to your mood, to just your state of being. And I can guarantee you this, I've been coaching people for over 27 years. I can guarantee you that you are going to feel a positive shift in your life. Oh, it's so good. Like, I totally geek out with this. So if you want my help with identifying the most cumbersome spot in your life or your business, click the link. I've got some complimentary sessions available. When you meet me for this session, it is a Zoom session. I want to see your beautiful face. You can see mine. And I'm going to help you sift through, again, what's cumbersome and what we can do to help you minimize the choices that you have. And then I'm going to give you an action plan and some resources on how you can start implementing these reduced amount of choices and how you can make those simpler, easier decisions in your life so that you'll have more time and more energy throughout the day. So if you have liked this episode, like, comment, share, subscribe to this feed. Your support helps this podcast reach more people looking to declutter their lives and align into a life that they are wildly obsessed with. I love you, and I hope this serves you today, and I will see you in the next episode. Mwah.